Mark Sanchez is joining us. Fox Sports NFL analyst. We're all off vacation.
Let's go.
Brother, it's great to see you.
Back. I'm fired up.
You have, it's fascinating,
all
Rams Seahawks.
Yes, sir.
So, did you go up to Seahawks camp?
I did not go up to Seahawks camp.
But
I heard
it
was incredible.
I heard it was as good a camp. Guys that went to 12 camps were like, oh, Seattle looks good. Yeah. Now, here's my only concern. They're young. Really young. Rams are really old in the offense. I mean, when you're looking at film right now, what you're starting to do, give me your kind of takeaway on Geno Smith. Do it again. Where are you on Seattle?
If we're going Geno Smith off the bat, Seattle fans, listen up. I'd be fired up because the guy threw 11 interceptions last year, and we got a great graphic for it. 11 interceptions. I think there were 9 of those 11 on first and second down. I mean, that is like the easiest, most fixable thing for a quarterback like him who's going to come back and have another stellar year. Look at that. Those interceptions on first and second down, 9 total.
And only 1 on third down all year.
That's what I'm saying. So first and second down, we can fix half of those with just run the ball. Just run the ball a little bit. A couple more times, and then half of those he cleans up on his own. So anywhere from 4 to 5 of those he's going to fix on his own. Plus you're running the ball more. Make 2 better decisions, Geno, and we are rolling because those change the course of a season. 9 opportunities to score. I mean, that's some real points. That shifts a game. That gets you, first downs. That gets you more opportunities to score. And it's a no-brainer that they can eclipse what they've done last year. And I feel like last year they were ahead of where they were supposed to be because of so many young guys. When do you throw out 2 rookie tackles and go make the playoffs? Sure, they got in the playoffs and they squeaked in towards the end. But I don't care. You got in the tournament with 2 rookie tackles, a rookie running back who was injured for a bunch of the year. Your starting running back went down at the beginning of the year. Plus, you got a guy that nobody knew was going to come back after, 7 or 8 years, backing people up and have the comeback player of the year type season. I mean, this is a no-brainer. Seattle's going to be tough for everybody.
I have them winning the division. Somebody told me years ago, they said the reason Pete is so good in college is that, first of all, huge energy guy.
Oh, big energy.
Young players feed off that. Old guys, they do what they do.
Sure.
And he said the other thing is Pete's got his stories. The 8th time you've heard him, maybe it wears you out. But he is such a great teacher with energy that anybody in the league, 4 or 5 years or less, he just makes them better players.
He totally does.
Built for young teams. Well, the Legion of Boom was a young team. Yeah. This is a young team. Maybe we're looking at the second version of that, kind of.
Well, I mean, these guys, they've already outperformed where people where people had them slated, correct? So now it's so funny because Coach Carroll has these incredible ways of getting you prepared mentally for a game and in the right framework to compete. And are we the underdog? That's easy. I mean, he hits that one out of the park every single time, no brainer, because that underdog mentality, like there's nothing to lose, man. We've worked our butts off. Let's let the play take care of itself. Okay, you're better than me. We'll see. That's an easy one. Now, when you've surpassed expectations and the expectations have risen and you're on top, so to speak, or, the favorite, so to speak, okay, well, now how do you react? And now how do you change your mindset, or do you keep the same mindset? How does Coach interact with these players? And that's where he's the master of communicating and motivating these players. He's a psych major from University Pacific. Like, that's what he knows. And he can connect to you. And I just remember the 3-legged dog story. He's like, there's a difference between being hurt and injured, okay? After day 1 of training camp, after week 1 of the season in the NFL, everybody's hurt. Now, are you hurt or are you injured? He goes, because last time I checked, I've seen a 3-legged dog run down the street chasing after that mailman. So, right, chasing after the mail carrier, like they know. And so that was always his analogy. And of course, after year 8, you might be,
right.
Oh, it's a silly story. But there's something to that,
sure.
Right? And he gets back to that truth or creating the truth that you need. It's like Michael Jordan in The Last Dance. He created these stories in his brain and then was like, okay, that's the enemy. Enemy must be destroyed, right? Like, okay, this is how it's going to work. And so that's half the battle, is 8 inches between your ears.
So we were saying this, that when you look at Aaron Rodgers, you've been in the New York situation. Mm-hmm. And but it is interesting. I always say there's a difference between a young quarterback. Justin Herbert can overcome a bad O-line, a young Joe Burrow. Jalen Hurts, although they have a great O-line. But when you're older, Matt Stafford, Brady goes to Tampa, get me a right tackle.
No doubt.
I do think what concerns me about Aaron is that Green Bay is so unique. They almost never draft O-linemen in the first round. I could not tell you, however, their last bad O-line. So Aaron has lived a life. Jordan loves seeing this with extra protection.
Exactly right.
So the first time in Aaron's career that he may get whacked is as he's aged. Now, you go to the end of your career. There is something about like, don't want to get hit. and I think what I'm looking for against Buffalo early is Aaron's at that Matt Stafford stage. Like, get it cleaned up, fellas.
No doubt.
Got it. Now, do you think, does that worry you a little?
Listen, any kind of pressure for a quarterback, you don't want it. I mean, pressure from the defensive line, you don't want that. What did Brady tell Wirfs? Hey, don't get beat inside. If you get beat outside, I'll figure it out. I'd prefer you don't get beat at all. But if you're going to get beat, do not get beat inside. Don't get beat at the guards and center. Like, those guys got to be stout, right? Tackles, do your best to just keep them around, form a dish for me, and I'll make the rest work. The Bradys, the Staffords, the Mannings, those kind of guys. The younger guys, when it doesn't work out so much, like, they'll take the hit. You're just going to see him either fall down or throw the ball in the 7th row and give somebody a souvenir, because he won't take those hits, because he knows his most important ability is availability. And if he wants to go make a run at another Super Bowl, he's got to be upright. He's got to be standing tall in the pocket. And to do that, he's going to have to throw some balls away. He's going to have to just fall down, hit the deck, like Peyton Manning used to do. Nobody griped him because he's the best to do it, Right. So nobody's going to gripe Aaron for ditching the ball. Now, you saw some of the frustration because of all the cameras and Hard Knocks and everything. A guy that age is just basically saying, boys, give me the time, give me that extra strain and that extra nanosecond, and I will carve these guys up like Dexter, okay?
Yeah.
But if I don't have that, what are we doing?
So that,
you know what I mean? And don't waste my time, because there's a little less sand in the hourglass.
Yeah, no,
right?
I think it's very realistic. I think it doesn't matter if it's Russell Wilson, by the way, last year, stopped moving.
And that same recency bias of new quarterback, Super Bowl, right? Like Brady did it. Stafford did it. Russell Wilson thought he was going to do it last year. You know what I mean? What's going to happen with Derek Carr in New Orleans? What's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers with the Jets? Like, it's automatically assumed, just like, oh, we got our guy? We're a Super Bowl contender with a quarterback. Now we got the quarterback. It's not always that easy.
Not that easy. So when you C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young. So I look at all these young guys, and I remember your first game. I don't know why I remember it so well, because you were so big Houston, at USC, in Houston, big third down. You had a big third down moment. So you tell me, is that if you're a Houston Texan fan, you're a Carolina fan. Now, Derek Carr moves to a new offense, so it's a different category.
Different, sure.
But when you're young, and some of these guys are moving into their second year. By the way, I bet if you counted everybody with a new coach, a new team, a new coordinator, there's a lot of new in the league.
I think I have to leave.
But new in the NFL is different. What is C.J. Stroud? What is Bryce Young? To some degree, Desmond Ridder feels like it's brand new. Sure. What is it like?
Oof.
Where are you overwhelmed?
So I think the most important thing I can impart to those guys, and I'm sure they've done a good job of this and their coaching staff has preached this, eliminate the stuff you don't need to worry about. Have somebody else figure out the tickets and the flights and the other stuff during the week. Eliminate distractions. I want you locked in on our third down game plan. I want you locked in on our red zone game plan. I want you reciting these things. If we need the wristband, let's rock with the wristband, whatever it takes. We just want to get you, once again, back to Pete Carroll, in the right frame of mind to go attack this team and give us a chance to win. I think that's the other thing. Is the second point is, just try and avoid the freebies. Like, don't give the game away, right? And I've been there too, where you're a young rookie on the Jets and the defense is like, good God, man, you're making it pretty tough on us giving the ball away on our own 20. Like, this team's got a field goal in the bag now. Let's be a little smarter with the ball.
And you can sense that on the sideline.
Oh, 100%. I mean, it's just a look, a glance, just kind of like... like, dang, I just took my helmet off. I was ready for some water, and I got to go back on the field. Like, that's not cool, Right. So as many times as you can avoid those freebies, I would highly recommend doing that. And then the other thing is just enjoy it, man. Enjoy this amazing time in your life and understand there's so much you're going to be unaware of, and that's okay for now. Just let that all happen. That rookie bubble that you're supposed to live in, stay in the bubble, man, because it's a blur, even in the bubble. Just stay in the bubble, have a ball, trust your coaches, trust your preparation, cut it loose.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.